What's up everyone? How are you all? Today we are back with another blazing Naruto story. What if Naruto could steal any jutsu but only after kissing the user? If you enjoyed this video then please like, share and do comment. And also check the description to original creator of this beautiful creation. So let us start this story.
As Naruto was walking down the street, he decided to go to the library to see if they had any good books to read. Walking to one of the back aisles, he found a book that's name interested him, so he went to the desk and asked if he could borrow it. That book was listed as get rid of, so you can have it, the receptionist said, looking at the book. After saying his thanks, Naruto walked home to read the book. When he got home, he saw that the place had been torn into again, making him sigh. Why can't they just leave me alone? He asked, to no one in particular, as he looked around at the busted door, broken furniture, and the ruined walls all over the place. Oh well, not like it won't happen again. So he sat on the arm of the chair and started to read the book called Sekirei and Their Ashikabi by Miya Asama. The book was an intriguing description of the Sekirei and their ashikabi, just like the title said. He found that if the Sekirei is winged by him, then he would be called the ashikabi of that Sekirei. So he continued to read and find more about the people in the book. For the past 2 weeks Naruto has been having this strange dream. He thought nothing of it, as why would he dream about this sort of thing in the first place, so he thought it was just a strange dream. Naruto was standing on a roof or someplace high, as he could see almost the entire village from where he was, when a strange girl came up to him. "Hello, how can I help you, miss?" Naruto asked her. "Thou are the one that would seek to defile me, or thou?" she asked in a strange dialect to him. "I don't understand, miss, what do you mean? Thou seek to defile me, so thou must die. When I find thee, then I shall destroy you for this attempt to defile me," she said before he woke up. So today, as he failed the Genin test, same as Kanon, got an offer to steal a scroll from the Hokage's office to pass if he learned one jutsu from it. So now here we see Naruto sitting in front of a scroll. After he learned the shadow clone, he went to the scroll to see if he could find any more cool jutsu. Looking through it, he saw several things that looked cool, like Shoten, Kesshou no Yoroi, and Kesshou Seba. Trying the first out, he made the hand signs, added chakra, and then nothing seemed to happen. He didn't feel different or look different to himself, but the onlooker could see a slight sheen coming from the boy, as if he was reflecting the light that hit him back. He held up his hand and saw that it had barely visible colors to it, some green, red, blue and white. Deciding to test it, he walked to a tree to see if he could withstand damage to himself, so he punched it with all his strength, leaving a dent in the tree, while he didn't feel a thing except for a small sting, like he pricked his hand on a senbon needle. After finding that to work, he tried the other to find that it made a diamond sword come from seemingly his hand to stand at around 3 feet and 5 inches for the blade. The hilt was a hand and a half size. Giving it a test, he discovered that it was as hard as diamond, but he needed to focus or get better at sword designs to make it sharper than it was, as it didn't cut even an inch deep into the tree. So while he waited for his sensei, he tested the armor out, trying new designs and ideas with it. He found that he could make the armor thicker if he put more chakra into it, or even make it sharp and coarse if he wanted to, as he made it form small ridges on his knuckles that when he punched the tree, he found that he could leave deep gouges in it if they were sharp enough or long enough to penetrate the exterior of the thing he was going to punch. He also experimented with the saber, finding that he could change its shape to a bigger version than what it was and changing the makeup of it to better handle the strain of how he would attack or use it, as diamond was good for blocking or cutting. Jade was good for channeling chakra and healing things. So far he only tried on the tree that he was using for practice. Ruby, if chakra applied, had a similar effect like fire, as it looked like flames going inside the blade. Obsidian and sapphire he found could both shoot waves if chakra was applied, and then they had their own makeup, as sapphire acted like water and flowed through the clearing. Obsidian acted like a blade of wind, where it just rushed through the area. The one that interested him the most was a crystal that looked like it was green and red, as it had both flowing through the blade from the hilt up. He had a compelling interest to call this one Alexandrite for some reason. He found that it had the qualities of both fire and earth, as it could make a slight shock wave when it hit the ground, or make a wave of fire go through the clearing. Suddenly, right after he dispelled the blade, a figure jumped down and yelled, "Found you, Naruto," making him fall over from surprise. "So you did, Iruka-sensei?" Naruto replied. "What do you think you are doing, stealing the forbidden scroll, Naruto?" Mizuki-sensei said that if I could steal a scroll from the Hokage's office and learn a jutsu, then I get to be a genin. But that's not. He trailed off as he heard the sound of incoming projectiles and started to push Naruto out of the way, only for Naruto to get in front of him to keep the shuriken and kunai from harming his sensei, surprising Iruka that they just bounced off with a dink as Naruto had his armor still activated. Naruto, get out off here, protect the scroll. But Iruka sensei, what's going on? Hey Naruto, want to know a secret that's been kept from you? Mizuki said. What secret? Naruto asked. No, don't, it's forbidden. Iruka yelled, only to be ignored as Mizuki continued. The secret that the fourth couldn't kill the Kyuubi and had to seal it in a newborn baby. That baby was you. You are the nine-tailed fox. Mizuki screamed at the end. If he sealed the fox, wouldn't that mean that I am its holder, as you yourself explained in one of the classes that you held, that if a ninja seals a kunai into a scroll, then the kunai can be later used after said ninja unseals it, as the scroll does not become sharp and pointy. Also, why are you screaming? I'm not even 10 feet in front of you in the first place. Naruto rationalized to the two Chunins' shock. It doesn't matter because you're going to die, brat. Mizuki yelled as he threw a large shuriken. What is that really supposed to do? Scare me, make me feel pain, as the last volley you sent didn't hurt me at all, Naruto said as he applied chakra to his arms and hands, making the crystal there form blades, while from his hands grew a pair of pure white shields that made the large projectile bounce off and stick in the ground. How are you doing that, demon brat? Mizuki asked. Oh, this? He asked as he shot out the blades that he had on his arms. I found a jutsu that said crystal-style armor on it, so I learned it. Can't have enough defenses, can you? I also learned this shadow clone jutsu, he called as the clearing was engulfed in a wave of orange and yellow. And this Kesao Seba, his voice called out, multiplied to an echo effect by the clones speaking at the same time as him. Soon all the Narutos in the clearing had a saber that was made from either jade or quartz, extremely hard and blunt damage. Now Naruto, that's not good at all. Why would you try to beat your sensei of all people? Mizuki said in a slightly panicked voice. Well, it helps when said sensei doesn't follow the law, as Iruka sensei said what you told me is forbidden. Hey Iruka sensei, what's the punishment for that law? Naruto asked at the end. Well, the Sandame said it was death. Well, Mizuki boya, you have been found guilty of breaking a law that is punishable by death, so you will be executed here and now. Naruto said as his clones vanished. Ha, like you could, brat. Not me, them, he said as he pointed behind him. Mizuki turned his head to see a couple Anbu looking at him. The closest had a sword drawn, poised to strike at his neck to kill him. Hey Neko-chan. Naruto greeted the Anbu with her sword drawn. Hello Naruto, she said in reply as she stabbed it forward into the base of Mizuki's neck, killing him instantly. How are you today? She asked casually. Well, if you count a crazy teacher trying to kill a student and another teacher learning 3 jutsu from the forbidden scroll, said crazy teacher, convinced said student to take for a test, and then greeting the Anbu and learning a secret about himself that it seems that only he didn't know about. Fine, then I'm just peachy, he replied in a tone that was full of amusement at her question, making her chuckle at him. After he was taken to the Hokage to talk and learn that he had a bloodline. Naruto was sitting on the monument to see the village and think this over when he heard someone shout, "Move." Turning to look, he was slammed into by a girl that looked about his age, wearing a black coat-like thing with a white blouse and skirt that showed her cleavage and legs that ran into thigh-high stockings and knee-length boots, with her yellow hair flowing behind her and piercing blue eyes. When he opened his eyes again, he saw that her face was right in his and stared into her eyes. I'm sorry, are you alright, miss? He said as her stand after getting up himself. Thank you and yes, she said as she took his hand. When she got up, she could feel something heat up in her chest and fell to her knees, putting her hands to her chest. It's you. Miss, are you okay? Do you need help? Naruto asked, concerned for her. It's you, I found the one that has been making me feel this way. Now my ashikabi prepared to die, she stated before attacking him with her water. Whoa miss, what did I do to you? Naruto asked. You would seek to defile me. I must kill you to remain pure, she said. May I know the name of my killer at least, ma'am? He calmly asked her as he bowed to dodge a blow to him. Tsukiyomi, now may I know thou's name before thou is killed? The now named Tsukiyomi sated and asked him. Well, if you could stop attacking me for a moment, I will introduce myself properly, he said, making her stop for a moment. I am Naruto Uzumaki, pleasure to meet you, he said. He held out his hand for her to shake. After a moment she started to attack again, making him trip. Dost thou have any last words to say before thou dies? She said as she looked at him. Yes, my lady, would you do me the honor of being my sekirei? Naruto said as he knelt in front of her. How dare thee ask that to me? Why would I go to a lowlife ashikabi when all there are perverts? She said. May I ask what you have against someone that you haven't even met to get to know? He asked her. You wouldn't understand what it's like. She replied back. Try me. I'm hated for something I have no control over, so I would know what it might be like. I have understood that the ashikabi are all just perverted and would force themselves on the women of any world or reality just like all men would. She reiterated to him. How would I prove that I am not like them if I may? Naruto asked her. Look at me then, I shall know. She requested of him. Very well, my lady, he said as he looked at her. Her eyes captivated him, making him lost in them as she studied his face to see where he was looking, to see if he was a pervert like the other men that she has encountered thus far. Seeing his eyes locked on hers, she found that he was a man of virtue. Looking in his eyes, she saw that he had pain and sorrow in them along with a hint of playfulness. Naruto, you have proven that you are not like them, as you did not stare at my body or even glance down from my eyes once during that period of time. She stated, making him snap out of his trance-like state. Thank you, but I will ask once more, and after this if you say no, then I will leave you alone to be never bothered by me again. Will you do me the honor of becoming my sekirei Tsukiyomi, the water princess? He asked again. Very well, I Tsukiyomi the number 9 sekirei accept your request for my hand in marriage, she said after thinking it over. What? You asked if you could marry me, right? So what's wrong with that? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you, but that take on it was surprising to me is all. You see, I have this book that said that all you need to do to win the said sekirei is a kiss, as it is the exchange of saliva that triggers the winning process. But I didn't think of it as marriage, but I can see your point as well. I would be honored to marry you, Tsukiyomi sekirei of water, he said as he stepped closer and put his lips on hers, gently making her wrap her arms around his neck while her wings appeared out behind her. A light blue glowed to them, representing water as it flowed through a stream or river. As the kiss continued, Naruto found that he had wrapped his arms around her waist and her right hand was pressed against his cheek while her left hand ran through his hair. When the kiss ended, she was surprised that he didn't let go but placed his forehead against hers. Thank you, my Mizuhime, he stated. What does that mean, husband of mine? She asked, confused at his term for her. It means water princess. I thought that since you use water and could pass for at the least a princess or noble, it would be a good nickname for you. I must tell you something else also, love, Naruto said. What, my love? She asked. I know you might get angry, but I have to tell you anyway, as you would be even more pissed off if I didn't tell you. I have to have more than one wife, as I am the last of my clan. I'm sorry, Haim, but it's the law, he stated to her. Yes, I would agree that I would be pissed if I found out that you didn't tell me. Thank you for being honest and brave enough to tell me this, even though I don't like it. But I get to help choose the girls to be with you, all right, dear, she stated, more than asked. I would have let you make sure that they liked me for me in the first place, Tsukiyomi Haim. It's your place as head wife, no difference to it. With that, he pulled back and held out his arm to her so they could go to see if Iruka was alright after the stray kunai had hit him in the shoulder earlier. Hey Iruka-sensei, how you doing? Naruto asked after they got to the hospital. Better than when the kunai hit me, that's for sure, Naruto. And who's this lady you're with? Is she your girlfriend, Naruto? He asked him, hoping to get him flustered. No, I'm his wife, Tsukiyomi stated before Naruto could answer. Now Haim, even though we agreed to be married, we aren't yet, so please, until we go to the old man and get married, let me explain to them. It's not that I don't want to marry you, it's just that the customs say that you need the legal documents to be legally married, he said as he cupped her face to look at him after she looked down from the first part he said, making her look at his face to see him smiling at her. She smiled and said, sorry, love. To which he kissed her cheek to show that he wasn't mad or disappointed in her. Well, you two seem close to each other, don't you? Iruka said. Well, of course she is my fiancé in legal terms, but to her and me we are married already, so I'm not mad at what she said earlier. It's just that we met a bit ago and it was basically love at first sight, although there was a misinterpretation on her part of what I mean. Then she accepted and said that I basically asked her hand in marriage. So that why to us we are married. And her name is Tsukiyomi, soon to be Tsukiyomi Uzumaki, as soon as we go talk to the old man about the marriage for us, unless she doesn't want the last name, Naruto said, explained to his teacher. Okay Naruto, go on to the Hokage to get it sorted out, but be at the academy in 2 weeks to get your team sorted out, okay? Thanks Iruka-sensei. See y'all later, Naruto said. As they were walking out into the hall they overheard the nurses talking about a girl that couldn't walk and her friend coming to visit when she could. Heiheim, let's see if we can help them. Naruto said to Tsukiyomi. Excuse me nurse, where is the room with the girl you were just talking about? Naruto asked politely. Down the hall, last door, her name's Chiho. The nurse said without looking up. Thank you. Excuse me, I hope I'm not intruding, but I heard that a girl in here couldn't walk, so I came to ask if you could use any help or any mind of assistance. Naruto asked, seeing a young girl lying in the bed with a young lady that looked to be the same age as he and Tsukiyomi sitting in a chair next to her bed, making her look up at them. Thank you, but right now all we really need is money for the procedure and some good doctors. The woman in the chair said, smiling at their kindness. If you like, you could be a ninja to help make money. I would also like to help if you allow me to. What would you get out of it if you helped us? She asked. Well, I would get to know a couple of good-looking women, also I would be getting you a job and possibly Chiho there one too if she would like it, or I could recommend that you work at a ramen stand that I know. Oh my, where are my manners? My name is Naruto Uzumaki. This is soon to be Tsukiyomi Uzumaki, my fiancé by legal standards. May I know what your name is, young lady? He asked her. My name is Uzume and this is Chiho Hidaka. Pleasure to meet you too. The now named Uzume said as she smiled and held out her hand. Pleasure's all mine, Uzume, but we got to go. If you want you can come with us and sign up if you like, or not, it's up to you to decide. Naruto said with a smile to her. If I go, will you be there to help me along the way? She asked him. Of course, what kind of friend would I be if I didn't help you out when you needed? Naruto replied, making Tsukiyomi and Uzume smile at him. Tsukiyomi for his kind spirit and willingness to help others, Uzume for his caring nature and ability to help those in need. Alright, I'll go with you and sign up to be a ninja. Uzume said, standing up. Before she walked past the bed, she leaned down and gave the sleeping girl a kiss on the cheek, making her smile. As Naruto watched her do this, he smiled at the scene as the young lady seemed to care deeply for the sleeping girl. Now there is one thing that I find should be said before the reviews take place. Yes, the first person is Tsukiyomi and they met both Chiho and her Sekirei Uzume. The next one will be in Wave Country, so at least 2 chapters away, if not 3. The suggestions for the Naruto girls are not anyone from Konoha, so don't suggest them as they will be ignored fully, while reviews with only the name of a girl will be mostly ignored unless they catch my interest in the name, and I am willing to make the Jinchuriki females except for Naruto as they all need love, so anyone not from Konoha is free for the suggestions to be noted. Now for something that doesn't make any sense to me, a Naruhina moment. Naruto is walking out of the village gates after being banished when Hinata runs up to him. Naruto-kun, please come back for me. She says. I will, Hina-chan. He replies as he gives her a chaste kiss on the lips. And later when he comes back he gets captured as Naruto can't take being a ninja seriously unless he is running from a mob or playing a prank, and subsequently gets sentenced to death as banishment means. Don't come back or die. And Hinata gets heartbroken over it. After they got to the tower with Uzume asking questions ever now and then, they could be seen talking to the Hokage. Hey old man, I know I was here a few hours ago, but I think that this needed to be brought to your attention sooner rather than later. Uzume here is wanting to be either a ninja or something to help pay for the hospital to take care of her friend, while me and Tsukihime here would like to be officially married so that we don't have to choose our words carefully, and this gets my first wife out of the way for the damn CRA protocol. Naruto said to him while pulling Tsukiyomi to him when he introduced her, making her blush at his name for her. That's great, Naruto, congratulations on finding someone for yourself so fast, and if she wants to be a ninja as well, then that solves the problem of the team for you, as I can have you 3 in the same team to help with teamwork and everything. The old man said to him as he stood and hugged Naruto in response to what he was just told by the boy. Thanks old man, but I think that you should talk to Uzume here to sort thing out from the source for her request. Naruto stated to the old man. Right, you are my boy. Now what can I do for you, miss? He asked her as her turn to look at her. Well sir, I think that I would like to join the team that Naruto will be a part of, as I think that we can and will work well together with his wife if she also joins the team. I would also like it if you could see if you can help my friend in the hospital. She has a rare bone disease that makes her unable to walk very well anymore. Naruto said that he would help any way that he could, but I feel that I should also ask the leader to see if they have any ideas to help in this. Uzume stated to the older man. Well, if she has a bone disease then I can take a look and see if there have been any other cases like that in the village before, but yes, you can be on the same team as Naruto. Do you know how to use chakra, young lady, or an inner energy that helps you in some way? He asked her. Yes I do. Why? She asked him while tilting her head slightly at him. Then I will need you to perform the necessary jutsu. Here are the signs and names, just form the signs and call the names when you're ready. We will work on speed later on, he said as he put a piece of paper in front of her to use to make them. Well, here you are, my dear, you are a genin of Konoha as of right now. Would you like to stay and be a witness to the marriage of these two, or would you like to go now? He stated, then asked her as she got done with the 3 basic jutsu. If you don't mind, I'd like to stay and be a witness to their wedding. It's the least I can do for their kindness to me and my friend. Uzume said, smiling at the pair, getting a nod from Tsukiyumi and a thanks from Naruto. Very well then. Now Naruto, do you take this young lady to be your lawfully wedded wife in sickness and in health till death do you part? He said. Not till death, as that won't even stop me from loving her, but yes, I do take her as my wife. He said in reply. Now Tsukiyumi, do you take Naruto to be your lawfully wedded husband in sickness and in health? The old man asked her. Yes, I do take him as my husband. She responded, smiling lightly, making Naruto blush due to her looking more like a princess now with that smile. Now Naruto, you may kiss the bride. And with that, Naruto leaned over to her and placed a tender kiss that conveyed his emotions of happiness to her perfectly, as she done the same as him. Now to make the document, please sign here on the line. The Hokage said, putting a paper in front of them to sign. Now Tsukiyumi-san, would you like to be a ninja as well? Yes, thank you for asking, Hokage-sama, she said in reply to him. Now you don't need to call me that, as you are part of the family now, as Naruto is like a grandson to me, so please don't call me that. How about Oji-chan, short for Gamps or Grandpa, as you are a granddaughter now? The old man said. Very well, Oji-chan, she said, smiling at him. Thanks, Ji-san. Naruto said to him. Oh, and do you have anything on my mother in here for me, by the way, or for my father? Well, I didn't want to give this to you yet, but I think with the bloodline then you can deal with it accordingly, he said as he walked over to the Yondaime's picture and opened the safe that was revealed to them, pulling out several scrolls. Naruto, they left instructions to give you this in one of 3 cases: 1, you awaken your bloodline; 2, you turn 18; and 3, you make Chunin, whichever happens first, he said, handing the scrolls over to Naruto. Thanks, Ji-san. We should go so you can finish your work, so see y'all later, Naruto said as they walked out. Hey, do you mind if I stay with you too until I find a place of my own for a while? Uzume asked them as they walked. I don't mind, how about you, Haim? Not really, she can stay, but we still need to get to the house and open the scrolls to see what they left you, Naru-kun, Tsukiyumi said. Yeah, well, follow us, Uzume. After they walked for a while, they came upon Naruto's apartment. Entering the abode, they proceeded to sit down with Uzume and Naruto on the couch and Tsukiyumi on Naruto's lap when he opened the scroll that said to Naruto on it. Naruto, if you are reading this, then you have finally became Chunin, 18, or used your bloodline in a way that is noticeable to others. There may be other crystal users out there, but you will have to find them as you grow. If you are wondering if we just left you this to explain things, then you are partially right. We left this to explain why we chose you and what you can do if you have the right assets, as well as give you your inheritance. We chose you because you were one of the only children to be born on the night that Kyuubi escaped, and your mother was the previous holder of the Biju. As your father had tried to keep it sealed due to her pregnancy, she had a weak seal, as female hosts have weakened seals when they give birth to their children. Now as Hokage, I was implored to protect the village, and I wouldn't ask others for something that I wouldn't do myself, so I ask that you forgive this foolish man if you were not treated like I specifically stated that you should, as a hero for holding the Biju back from killing the people of the village. If you were treated like I asked, then you are a proud member of Konoha. I should let your mother right now. Naru-kun, there is so much that I want to tell you, but we don't have the time, as we are dying due to Q being controlled and forced to attack by this strange man. In an attempt to keep her from being sealed, the man had her try to stab you and kill you, but Minato and I jumped in the way and stopped her from hitting you. Now please don't be too hard on her for this when you see her in the seal that we made for her, as it wasn't her fault. Now I assume you're wondering what bloodline we are talking about when we started this letter. You have the Uzumaki bloodline that lets you live through things that normal beings would die from and live longer than most, but with Q in you that is upgraded to astronomical proportions, as you could get hit in both lungs and still fight, and anything you are with will heal within a few days if not overnight. The crystal bloodline that we talked about is from your affinity, as it can only be used by someone that has earth fire and wind release to make it work, and that has only happened in a few of the people from the Namikaze clan, as most of them have ether, wind and lightning, or lightning and water. Keep in mind that other people that have the right affinity can use crystal release, as I have met some people from around the nations that can use the crystal style jutsu. Now son, if you are wondering what we left, then your mother and I have left you the keys to the compound, a summon scroll, and some contracts that are for you to marry the people if they have treated you right. You have the right to liquidate them if you like. Other than those, everything that we have is in the compound for you to have. Love you, Mother Kushina Uzumaki, red hot-blooded habanero, and your father and Hokage Minato Namikaze, the yellow flash. P.S. Find someone that will treat you right. We don't care if she is from one of the contracts or not. As Naruto read this, he started to get tears in his eyes after finding out that they actually did love him but were taken from him by the strange man. Tsukiyomi wrapped her arms around Naruto and let him know that he wasn't alone right now and would never be. Uzume put her hand on his shoulder to show her support for him. Naru-kun, you're not alone and we are here for you no matter what, so please don't be sad. Tsukiyomi said as she held him, placing her head on his shoulder. Thanks Haim, Uzume, that means a lot to me, you too. He said as he kissed Tsukiyomi on the lips and Uzume on the cheek to show his appreciation for them. Why don't we go to the compound tomorrow? Yes, that would be nice. We can do it first thing after we visit Chiho in the hospital. Tsukiyomi said to Uzume's joy, as there was others now that would help her take care of Chiho. The next day the three could be seen in the hospital talking as they were walking to the room that Chiho was in. Hey Chiho, I found some people to help with your problem and the hospital funds to take care of it. Uzume said as she entered the room. Really, but what do they want in return, Uzume? She asked in reply. Well, what we want is to help you get better, and in return you and Uzume would be our friends so we can rely on each other, and if you need to have a place to stay then we can take you in until you get a place of your own, unless we become something more than friends or you want to stay with us. Naruto said as he and Tsukiyomi walked in the door. I am Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze and this is my wife Tsukiyomi Haim. Pleasure to meet you, Miss Hidaka. He said as he waved with Tsukiyomi. Please just Chiho, I don't like the formalities all that much. She said in reply. Well then we will call you that if you call us Naruto and Tsukiyomi as well, deal? Naruto said, holding out his hand. Deal. Hey Chiho, want to go take a look at the village that I got us to? Uzume asked her. That sound like a good idea, maybe we can get some food too. Are you coming too, Naruto, Tsukiyomi? Chiho asked them. Well, we kind of have to as we are the guides for this tour session and I need to get around to showing to Tsukihime here around also. Naruto said in reply. As they were walking, Chiho asked, Naruto, what did you mean if we become something more than friends? Aren't you already married to her? She asked, pointing to Tsukiyomi. Normally that would be the end of the looking, but here if you have a bloodline then you are forced to take multiple wives, but I would prefer if I had to only take Tsukihime here as my wife, but with the law out, that is the Clan Restoration Act, the person if male has to take several wives to help rebuild the clan, so I made a deal with Haim so that she would make sure that only those that love me for me would be with me, as she is head wife no matter who tries to be with me. Naruto explained as he pushed her wheelchair with Tsukiyomi and Uzume walking next to him as he led them around the village. Oh thank you, that was confusing me slightly, but what is a bloodline and what do you have that would be considered one? Well, I have one from my mother's side of the family that is unnoticeable, as all it really does is let us live through things that normal beings would die from, and the one that I get from my father's side is called the crystal release, as I can make crystal items if I know what they look like or can imagine them like so. He said as he held one hand out in front of them and made 3 gems, a sapphire for Tsukihime, a topaz for you, and a quartz for Uzume. He said as he put the specified gem into their hands, then pulled string out and tied them to the gems, putting them around the girls' necks. Would you like to see where Uzume will be staying and you once you get out for a while unless we get together, or you like to stay? He asked her, making her look up to him. I would like that, Naruto-kun, she said, smiling while playing with her new necklace. After walking for a while longer they came upon an old-style house that looked to have never been used before. Well, this is the place it seems. Now according to the letter they left, I have to place my blood and chakra on the lock on the gate to gain entrance, and later can put 3 of you in it so you can come and go. He said, walking up to the gate and doing that. Wow, this is a great place, Naruto. It's big and all, Uzume said, looking over to the house. As they went inside to get a feel for what the house was like, they saw that it had several rooms on the bottom and a few on the second floor. The master room, Tsukiyomi agreed with Naruto that they would have that room. After looking around, they saw that Uzume had claimed a room a few doors down from them. After they got back to the hospital, they went home to their new house and spent time getting used to it. Over the course of the next 2 weeks, they went to talk to the Hokage, bought some new items and clothes for themselves, and Naruto started to learn healing jutsu to help heal Chiho because of Kyuubi's chakra able to heal at a faster rate for him. The interesting part was when the council called for him and the Hokage. Flash. Naruto and Tsukiyomi were training in the field behind their house when an Anbu came up to them stating that Naruto was wanted at the council meeting. Was the council or the Hokage calling the meeting? Was all the Anbu got in reply. The council requested your presence. He said, well, thanks to that I don't have to go see them as they are not my boss, and the fact that you are doing what they say means that you are not loyal to your kage, as he is the only one that can summon his ninja, or else the person could be called out on treason for not obeying the kage. Naruto said in reply, now Naruto, be nice to the guy. Also the Hokage requests your presence in the council halls. He sent me as this guy left to get you on council orders. Another Anbu came up and said to Naruto, hey Neko Nichan, how are you? Naruto said in reply to her appearance, I'm fine Naruto, but what's this I hear about you getting married and not inviting me to the ceremony? Well, we wanted to get married and you weren't there, so we went ahead. But I had to go see the council now, as they are probably throwing a fit at not knowing my abilities. After traveling to the meeting halls, Naruto and Tsukiyomi were greeted by the sight of the council members looking outraged at something, while the Hokage looked bored for some reason. Now that the brat is here, Sarutobi, tell us what it is for. One of the more stupid counselors stated. You know, for talking to the Hokage like that you can and will be called for treason, as will the Anbu that you sent to try and get me, as he obeyed an order that didn't come from his superior officer or leader. So Gigi, what can I do for you? Naruto stated, then asked. Naruto, these people are upset that they didn't know about your bloodline before now and want to know what it is. Well, I have to say, why would they care, as they did not care enough to help support me along with my godparents, so they lost the right to demand to know anything from me. Naruto stated with a bored expression. Oh, that would be that they think that they are above the laws of man and kami alike and that they are allowed anything they want. The Hokage stated. Well then, why don't you get rid of them then, Oji-chan? Tsukiyomi asked. Well, I'd have to find new ones, and finding unbiased ones are a hassle even more than keeping the old idiots in line. Now Naruto, would you explain the bloodline for me? Well, which do you want to know, about the mother or the father sides? What do you mean, Naruto? Well, the mother one is longevity and healing from almost anything, the father one is my crystal style. Why not the father side first then? Well, the one from my father's side is that I get 3 elements to make the crystal release. Now if anyone has the required elements, then they can also make the release possible, but I'm surprised that no one could figure out that I'm his son. Seriously, I look just like the guy. Naruto said with a deadpan expression at the last part. What do you mean, you insignificant demo? One civilian counselor started before he was cut off, as his body slumped to the floor after being hit in the face with a water whip. I won't tolerate my husband being called that by anyone. Do I make myself clear? Tsukiyomi stated more, then asked with a sinisterly sweet smile on her face, making everyone but Naruto scared, as a Hania mask with light blue flames that moved like water coming out of its eyes appeared beside her. Perfectly, ma'am. Everyone yelled out, including the Hokage, as not even he would get in the way of her and the powerful force known to all as the Hania mask. Now that is taken care of, what I meant was that if you look at me and take away the whisker marks, then who do you get besides me? Naruto continued once she was done terrifying the council and Kage. Wait a minute, are you saying that your father was the man who sealed the Kyuubi inside you? The Nara head asked him. Right you are. At least we have a smart counselor on this meeting, as the side over there is full of idiots. Yes, my father was Namikaze Minato and my mother was the second holder of Kyuubi and his wife Kushina Uzumaki. Naruto said. I propose the CRA to be placed on this brat to ensure that we don't lose the 4th line. One of the civilians shouted. Well, I have already accepted it on a condition that I made with Jisan here. The condition was that I get to choose who and how many I get as long as I take more than 2 wives, and my fist I found last night, and it was basically love at first sight, and she agreed to it as long as she gets to determine if the candidates love me for me, if not they are thrown aside, not looked at again, so you can't force me into anything, as she has already displayed the ultimate fear inducer, the Hania mask, hee. Naruto said, chuckling slightly at the end. Thank you, husband of mine, but that wasn't the best one I have seen before. Oh, do tell Tsukihime. Naruto said, looking at her. I used to live with a woman that could make one appear out of nowhere while still smiling sweetly, not changing her expression once, and it had purple flames dancing around it with a demonic smile on its face showing its fangs to all. Oh, that does sound like a good one. Oh, and before I forget, I am liquidating the marriage contracts set forth by my father that are within this village. I am still undecided on the ones outside of the village until I meet them for myself and see who they are and how they react to me. Naruto said to them. Well, Naruto, as the meeting is over, you can go and return to what you were doing before you came here. The Hokage said. Thanks, Ji-san. Now we need to get Neko Nichan and she can have some time to talk and get to Naohime here. Naruto said as they walked out. After the 2 weeks, Naruto could be walking into the classroom that held the graduates with his 2 teammates. What are you doing here, Baka? This room is for those that have passed. The wannabe howler monkey screeched. Well, if you would care to look and use the thing you call a brain, then you could see that I along with my 2 teammates here have a leaf headband and that we have passed, though we have only come here as a formality rather than the fact that the rest of you need to. These 2 my team, they are my wife Tsukiyumi Hime and my friend Uzume-chan. They are new here and already able to be capable ninja. Hello again, Tsukiyumi-san, how are you? And how are you, Uzume-san? Iruka asked them. I am doing well with my husband, thank you for asking, and I see you are doing well. Tsukiyumi stated, bowing slightly. I am doing well also with my friends, Iruka-san. Uzume said to him. Well, Iruka-sensei, shouldn't you get to assigning the teams now? Naruto reminded him. Ah yes, that's right, thanks Naruto. Now the teams are Team 1. Iruka started out as we skip to the relevant teams. Team 7 is Sasuke Uchiha Sakura Haruno and Sai no last name Sensei is Kakashi Hitaki. The other teams are the same. Team 11 is Naruto and Tsukiyumi Uzumaki Namikaze with Uzume Hidaka. Their sensei is. Strange you don't have a sensei, it says that you answer to Hokage and teach each other new things. Yeah, apparently he thought that we could learn more from each other and ourselves than a teacher that would want to set us in their ways when we could make our own better way. As I am talented in making things as I go, and then Tsukihime here is a water goddess while Uzume-chan is a talented veil user. So getting us a sensei would really hinder our growth from the start. The catch to it is if we need help outside of the things that we do together, then we have to find the helper ourselves. Naruto explained. Ah yes, that would make sense to do if you are talented as you are, Naruto. Iruka responded. What are you talking about, Iruka-sensei? Naruto is not talented at all. He's the worst ninja and he is stupid. Sakura screeched out. By this time the sensei for teams 8 and 10 showed up, waiting to see how they would respond. Well, Sakura, if you would care to take note of your own abilities, then I can say that Naruto is the best ninja in the world, for he uses the most basic rule that is not written or spoken as a rule, and that is deception is the greatest weapon any ninja can ever have, as if you deceive your enemy into thinking you are weak, then they are not prepared to defend against an attack that you use that they think you can't do. Like if Naruto fought Sasuke and used henge substitution and then did a clone that he can make, that would throw him off guard and Naruto able to either kill him or knock him out. So based on Naruto, you and the rest of this class are horrible ninja, as you Sakura are too loud, and that can lead the enemy to finding you and killing you or capturing you to make you a slave or have their way with you. Sasuke is too arrogant, thinking he can just show his strength and think that he is superior to everyone else in the world, as there are those that don't care about name or birth. Iruka said. Then what about his pranks and skipping class? Ino asked. Well, those were actually planned out with the approval of the Hokage, as I am the only one that could ever pull them off to test out the village security as a whole, like the time I pranked the Anbu HQ that was to show a hole in their defense, as if I could get in there, then what do you think an enemy nin would do with how I pranked them? Think of it as this: if I had used kunai and paper bombs along with kunai and shuriken grenades instead of pranking material, then the village would have a few dead operatives instead of itchy painted and feathered ninja running after a small boy. Now if you take the Hokage monument painting, then you can think of it as instead of painting it as I had painted it with bright orange on myself and didn't get caught until near the end. You can say that if a ninja were to do something like that, then they could make it where the faces and mountain blew up or are used to make a Doden Jutsu to cover and kill all the inhabitants of this village. So take those examples and think that I have been doing the ninja a favor, as they can't even catch a single academy student that wore bright orange in the middle of the day, and on some occasions they ran right by me without noticing, and the only one that could even catch me was Aruka here, as I usually let him, and on the occasions that I didn't he still was the only one that ever found me. So who do you think is the better ninja here out of all of you after that example? Naruto asked after he explained to the class. Well done Naruto, I can see why my old man would want you to capitalize on those skills while working on the other skills you have gained. Good luck with the wife, kid, the sensei of 10 said to him. I can say that as well Naruto-san, it is still surprising that you had a mission on you when you were younger, and it was harder than the catch the Tora mission, as the cat doesn't think like a ninja while being only 4 years old. Man, that was a hard mission. The leader of 8 stated with a sigh, making him smile. Alright, I am Asuma, the sensei of Team 10, and the lady here is Kurenai, leader of 8. Come with us in 7, hope you brought something to read or do, as you have a while to wait. Asuma said as he left. Hey Dobi, why don't you just give me those women that's with you? They could do better with me rather than with you. The Uchiha stated, getting glares from said girls. Now girls, why don't you let me handle this? I have something that I wanted to try out for the past week now. Naruto said, causing the girls to look at him wondering what it is. He started smiling very sweetly when suddenly a strange face-like mask appeared next to him. It was as tall as he was and had the same smile on, but it was in the shape of fox that had an open smile showing the teeth and had dark red flames surrounding the face, while the eyes had a black lightning coursing through them as they looked at the boy before Naruto. Now Sasuke, why would I let you take my wife and our friend against their will, as they don't want you, so you won't get them no matter what you try. Are we clear? Naruto asked politely to the boy while smiling, and the fox face next to him could be seen with a small amount of drool coming out of its mouth, burning the floor slightly, making Team 7 even more scared of it than they were before. The Uchiha could only nod as he couldn't talk from getting scared shitless by the mask that affected the environment. When Iruka came back and saw the floor, hey, what happened to the floor, Naruto? He asked. Oh, the Uchiha thought that he could take my wife and friend, and I decided to try something new that. I didn't even touch him and I scared him shitless. Naruto replied. Okay Naruto, why don't you go and do something, maybe get to know the other teams better or train. I will deal with the idiot now. See y'all later sensei. Naruto said, walking out of the classroom. How did you do that, Naruto? It even outclassed the one that I told you about before, as that one couldn't affect the environment around it? Tsukiyomi asked him. Well, I was reading about the ability that this lady that wrote my book had, called the Hania mask. She explained that anyone can have one, but it is the characteristics that each person holds, as if the person is nice by nature, then they may not have a very frightening one, but those that have had hardship upon hardship placed on them can have the most frightening of them all, and it looks like I have one of the horrifying ones ever. Naruto told them. Naruto, who was the one that wrote the book you read? Tsukiyomi asked him. It was wrote by Miya Asama. Why? Oh, no reason except that she was the one that made the purple mask and hers was terrifying, but I couldn't mess with the environment like yours did, so you made one that beat even hers, as I have never seen any that were scarier than hers until now. Tsukiyomi said. Please Naruto, only use that when someone pisses us or you off, and please never use it on us or Chiho. Uzume said. No worries there Uzume, I would never use it on my wife or my best friends, so you don't have to worry about that. Naruto told her to her relief. As they were walking, they came upon the other two teams taking some kind of test. Deciding to at least get to know them, the Y sat down and watched, while Naruto and Uzume sat down, while Tsukiyomi sat on Naruto's lap with him against a tree, with Uzume leaning against him and the tree. You know they are doing pretty good against them despite the fact that they aren't getting the true test. Naruto said. Yeah, when do you think they will pass? Uzume asked as she leaned her head against his shoulder, resting it. Well, they should do it soon, he said as he leaned further back, yawning and closing his eyes. Hey Naruto, they passed, Uzume said. Let me try it, Tsukiyomi said after they got no response from him as he was sleeping. Leaning over to his face, she placed her lips over his and started to kiss him, to everyone's surprise, as they saw wing-like things appear behind her as Naruto opened his eyes as he started to kiss back against her lips. Now to Tsukihime, why did you do that? I was having a great dream about you and me having kids running around. Naruto asked her, then stated, smiling at her, making her smile as well. Well, I would love that dream as well, but they have passed and saw us sitting here, so they came over with their sensei to get to know us better in case we ever have a job together. She responded. Oh well, how do you guys want to do this? You first or us first? Naruto, why don't you three go first and then we go so that we get to know the new people first? Kurenai said as she looked at him and his wife. Well, as you know, I am Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. I like my wife and those that will be my wives, as I have to have more than one, but they have to pass Tasuki Hime's test first, then pass mine as well. Ramen and my friends. I dislike people that are arrogant, banshee-like, and can't see past what they think is in front of them. My dream is really to be Hokage and be a great ninja while along the way. Naruto stated. I am Tsukiyumi, Naruto's wife, and like he said, those that want to marry him or be involved with him must go through me first as head wife. I like my husband as well as cooking for him. I dislike those that force themselves on others no matter what, and those that don't take their work seriously. My dream is to have a family with Naru-kun and be with him till the end of time. And I am Uzume Hidaka. I like Naruto as he is a great friend and a wonderful person to know, and my adopted sister, I guess you could say, Chiho Hidaka. I dislike pretty much the same thing as what the other two said, along with those that kidnap or hold people hostage. My dream is to have my sister out of the hospital and to have a family. Uzume said to placate Tsukiyumi at the first part. Well, I'm Kurenai Yuhi and I like genjutsu and dislike perverts and those that force others against their will. My dream is already half complete as I have already become renowned as a genjutsu mistress, and the other half is to make you three to be at least Junin before I retire. I am Asuma Sarutobi. I like cigarettes as you can see and dislike those that are arrogant. I already completed my dream. The rest of the genin are what you would expect as Shikamaru lazy, same as Choji. Ino is fangirlish. Hinata fangirlish but lesser extent than Ino. Kiba natural, Shino quiet. Well, we got to go and see the Hokage to let him know you passed. Kurenai said to the genin. Well, see you guys later, we got to go train after we get Chiho from the hospital. Naruto said to them. After they left them, they headed to the hospital and found that the Hokage had been there earlier that day to check on her when they got to her room. After they were talking and walking to the compound, they found that Naruto might be able to help the healing along with his medical jutsu knowledge that he is gaining as his clones read the medical jutsu books at the compound that are very thorough in their descriptions. Hey Chiho, you want to have me try or wait for later when we have at least the Hokage to supervise? Naruto asked her. Would it hurt to try now or wait? She asked him. Well, it wouldn't hurt to wait, I know that much, but I don't know about trying now as I would like to practice, but we don't have anything with your case in them to practice on to get this right. Could you try, and if it starts to hurt or doesn't work then we could stop and wait for the Hokage to be here to do it again. She told him, getting it all right. Inu Shometsu, Naruto said as his hands glowed green and placed them on her legs, moving from top to bottom. After he was done, he helped her up and let her see if it worked at all to help her legs heal completely. After walking a few steps, she found herself in the arms of her Sekirei as she ran up and hugged her to her in joy that she can walk freely again. Oh, thank you Naruto-sama for this, she said as she was let go by Uzume. You're not a secret Sekirei, are you? Naruto asked her. Oh no, I'm not, but this is the greatest thing that anyone has ever done for me. Well, since you aren't a Sekirei then you don't get to call me Sama, just like before is fine, as this is me helping out a friend, alright? He said, lifting her head up slightly to look at her eyes as she lowered her head after his question. Now there is no need for you to be sad, as I am always happy to help you and Uzume, and then the fact that Tasuki Hime is my wife, I will always be helping her no matter what. Now on to other news. When do you want to move into the house here? We're happy to have you at any time as you are our dear friend and one of my 3 best friends. Naruto said, confusing her slightly. If I'm one of them, who are the other 2 Naruto-kun? She said, tilting her head slightly, giving a cuter look to herself as she did so. Well, what kind of husband would I be if my wife wasn't my best friend, and the other is Uzume-chan here, of course. He said, smiling at them, making all 3 of them blush slightly. Well, would you mind if I move in now and then go to the hospital and check out after they make sure it won't come back later? Of course Chiho-chan, you want us to go with you, then we can see Gigi and tell him you are better now. Naruto asked her, then stated. That's fine with me Naruto-kun, as I would have asked Yo that later and to help me find a job if the illness would come back, so that I don't have to worry you or whoever would be on my team if I joined the ninja of the town. As they were walking to the hospital to get her checked out, Naruto was holding Tsukiyumi's hand while she held his arm to herself as Uzume and Chiho walked on the right side of the pair talking when Naruto asked, "Hey Kai-chan, how about we go out one of these days, then I can take Uzume-chan out after that if she would like to." As Tsukihime said, "If you two would like to be with me then she's alright with it as you are friends and would like me for me?" "I'm sure Naruto-kun, how about tomorrow night for me?" "What about you Uzume-chan?" she said, then asked. "How about in 2 days?" she said, looking uncertain at the idea. Picking up on this, Chiho said, "Uzume-chan, I don't mind if you go out with a guy as long as he is nice like Naruto-kun here is, that way he won't take advantage of you, so please do what you would like to, as we are not forcing Yo to go, it is just a simple question that you can say no to if you don't like it." To make her feel more at ease. "Thank you Kai-chan. Uzume, if you are not comfortable with the idea of going out with me yet, then I don't mind waiting for you to be ready to go with me. I promise that when you are ready we will go to places that you like and do things that you want to do, alright? Then if we don't work out we can still be friends, but I don't want you to be uncomfortable on the date when we do go out." Naruto said while putting a hand gently on her cheek that she leaned slightly into, causing him to smile gently at her as they looked into each other's eyes, making her blush a light red. "Alright then Naruto, we can go in 2 days, okay?" she said, smiling at him while putting her hand on the boy's hand on her cheek, where her fingers touched her own cheek when Naruto moved his thumb and started to caress the girl's fingers, causing the other two to smile at the scene. When they got to the hospital and Chiho got checked out, they saw that she would never have the condition again, as the cells that started it were destroyed and then new stronger cells were grown in place of them to make sure that it never came back. When asked who did this, she pointed to Naruto, making the medic Nin surprised by the fact that Naruto was the healer. After all the questions about what he used and if he would give it to them or join the medical staff part-time, they finally got out of there and got on their way to the Hokage. "Hey Gigi, how ya doing? Am I interrupting you?" Naruto asked when he saw the Junin standing in front of the desk. "Well, not really, as we are actually waiting for Kakashi to arrive," Asuma said. "Yes, well, I am doing good my boy, how are your friends? And I see that Chiho-san is walking now, how is that?" the Hokage asked him. "Well, we are doing great, and I used a jutsu called Inu Shometsu on her legs to make it where the illness never comes back." "Kai-chan, did you want to ask Gigi to be a ninja or try getting a job somewhere in town?" Naruto said, then asked as he turned to Chiho. Hokage-sama, would it be alright if I joined Naruto's team as a ninja and he can help me train, and as I can use chakra from previous exercises from when I couldn't walk, Uzume-chan would bring me things to do so I wouldn't get bored at the hospital?" she asked him. "Well, I don't see why not if they help you train and the team is full, as there hasn't been a team of only 3 people, the Hokage stated. "Thanks Gigi, and of course we would help her as we are a team, and maybe later down the road a family if they will have that," Naruto stated to him with a foxy smile, making them blush, while most of the Junin got confused as they knew he had a wife as they saw them around town during the past 2 weeks. One raised their head and asked, Excuse me, but what do you mean, kid, don't you already have a wife there?" "Ah yes, I forgot that not everyone know this, but I have to have several wives to rebuild the 2 clans that I come from so that the bloodlines don't go extinct, and the only thing I have to worry about is the ones that don't take a hint that they can't have me in the contracts that my father made for me when I was born to be married, but I can all them off. The only ones I kept were the ones outside of the village, as they have never met me. But the multiple wives have to be approved by Tsukihime here before they get the chance to be with me, and then I have to approve if I like them," Naruto explained to the Junin. "Thanks for clearing that up," he said. "No prob man, it happens to us all at times," Naruto said with a shrug. "See ya later Gigi," Naruto said as the others did a slight bow before leaving. Over the course of the next 2 months, Naruto helped the others train as they did for him. They found that Chiho was exceptional at using the bow and arrow or the senbon launchers, as she always hit the target even when they were moving at high Junin speed, so she always carried a bow and quiver full of arrows that had seals etched onto them, so that when the time ran out then they would return to the quiver, and the quiver even had different sections for arrows that did different things, as they made one with wind seals on them while another exploded in case they had to make a quick getaway. They could use it on the ground in front of their opponent or in a body of water to make a smokescreen or mist to get away. They took advantage of Tsukiyumi's power over water to teach her powerful water jutsu. While they got Uzume more cloth that was stronger than steel but still flexible, and got her more designs that she could make with the cloth that she uses. While Naruto got better at the crystal jutsu that he used while he got more sword designs, he also made a whip sword out of crystal that worked perfectly while still remaining strong despite being connected through a thin crystal wire. It couldn't break if it was hit. "Naruto, you are needed at the Hokage office," Neiko said as she appeared in front of the group. "All of you, it's a mission." "Right, let's go then. Chiho, come here please." Tsuki Hime, Uzume-chan, go ahead and use the sushin that we have got down. I'll be there shortly as I still have to take Kai-chan as she hasn't quite mastered it yet, he said as Tsukiyomi disappeared in an eruption of water, while Uzume's cloth shot up and she along with it disappeared. Naruto brought Chiho into a hug and the two were covered on crystal before it was cut in half, then shattered, falling to the ground. The same thing was happening at the Hokage's office, but instead of Uzume's cloth coming up, it went down. Then she appeared and Naruto's crystal form with Chiho appeared after crystal fragments came together then fell away to leave them, and Naruto let Chiho go. "What you got for us, Gigi?" Naruto asked him. "Well, Kakashi and his team went out on a mission that was listed as C rank, but he sent back a request for aid and put you as one of the people he would like to have there to help him knock the Uchiha down a few pegs. The other person he put forth is an oddity, as I can say that they have never really worked well together before," he said. "Who is the other person, Gigi?" "Oddly enough, it's Anko Midarashi that Kakashi wanted to, as he put it, take this screeching banshee wannabe howler monkey bat and turn it into a ninja that will shut up when needed and told to." "Okay, then where are we headed and where do we find Anko?" "Anko is in the Dango bar usually around this time, and you're headed to Wave." "Well, let's go get Anko first then," Naruto said as the girls grabbed onto him, letting him sushin them out of the office to the Dango bar. "Yo, is there an Anko in the bar?" Naruto called out as he got to the bar. "What do you want, brat?" a strangely clad woman asked as she had a fishnet shirt and thigh guards on covered by a rust orange skirt with a trench coat and ambu shin guards and sandals on her lower legs and feet. "We got a mission to help Kakashi, and you get to help by beating a fangirl out of her fangirl-ism. We head to Wave now," Naruto said, making her smile evilly at the thought of breaking a fangirl. And so they head to Wave. As the time came for Naruto to take Chiho on the date, they found that they were getting a little nervous as Chiho could be seen stressing over what to wear on the date while Naruto was talking to Tsukiyomi over what he should do on the date. "Well, husband of mine, I think you should just be you and not some fake persona. If it were I that went on the outing with thou, then I would like to get to know the real you instead of a fake you. Other than that, I think that you should do things that you both like, maybe take a walk through the park if you like that, for example," Tsukiyomi said to him, smiling at his nervousness. "Okay, so I should just be me and take things at a pace that we both like, right?" "Yes, and remember, no female likes to be looked at like a piece of meat, so be respectful and don't look and linger on anything but the woman's face. You can five a scan to her body to let her know that you find her attractive, but don't spend so much time on it that it makes her uncomfortable at your gaze. If you must stare at anything, stare at the eyes or lips of the woman. Alright? Yes, I understand, Haim. All I have to do is be myself and be respectful of the woman's feelings and to be mindful of her," he said to her, getting her to nod at him. "Good, now go and get her for your date and then you can enjoy yourselves on your date," Tsukiyomi said to him. As he walked upstairs to her room, Naruto was still a bit nervous that he would mess this up for her and make her hate him. Same time as Naruto talking to Tsukiyomi. As Chiho was getting ready for her date, she couldn't decide what to wear, so she asked Uzume to help her pick something out for her. "Uzume, what do you think I should do with Naruto-kun on the date?" Quote, "Well, I guess you should be yourself and have fun," she replied to her. "I just can't find what to wear on the date. Uzume-chan, can you help me with it? Could you maybe make me a dress to wear, please? I know that you are a great seamstress and I love the outfits you make me," Chiho asked her. "Alright, what kind do you want and I will make it real quick for you," she said with a soft sigh at her ashikabi's attitude. After getting the details for the dress, she set to work right away on it. "So what made you accept the date anyway, Chiho-chan?" she asked. "Well, I guess it was the fact that he was helping us and never wanted anything in return except to get to know us and be friends with us. Then it went to his caring nature and his great eyes as a bonus for me. But I think the part that got me the most was that he was understanding of your hesitance and would gladly forget about trying to get you if you didn't want to go out with him. That shows that he is willing to set his own feelings aside for those he cares about," Chiho said to her with a dazzling smile in place on her face as she thought and listed the things that she liked about him. Yeah, I can understand that too, as I was hesitant to agree to his offer as I thought that I would hurt your feeling as my ashikabi, but when you and he agreed that if things didn't work for me and him then I could call it off and we could still be friends, that made it just better for me, along with the fact that you don't mind if I try to date him. Well, Uzume-chan, I think that if you want to have a family then you should be able to without having to be afraid of hurting my feelings, so I am good with you wanting to date someone as long as they treat you right, like Naruto obviously does Tsukiyumi and anyone else that will wind up with him, and I think that right there would make him the best kind of father out there, as he will care for his children no matter what anyone says about them. Chiho replied to her. Yes, well, I think that I won't need to find any other person after his date with me, as I am sure he will make it near perfect or as close as he is able to for both of us. I was actually surprised that Tsukiyumi said that if we wanted we could be with him in the first place. Well, I think that she just wanted to have some more friends and then we wouldn't need to find a place to live in, as then the one that cares for us is right in this house and he wouldn't let us leave if we didn't really want to. Maybe she saw that deep down we wanted to be with a man that is like him no matter what, I don't know, but I do know that she has given us the chance and I don't think we should waste it on the off chance that we don't click with him. As he said yesterday, he is willing to just be friends if we don't click on that level and forget about having a relationship with the ones that don't click with him and stay as friends with them, so I say at least give it a chance to find the happiness that a male can give, and remember that no matter what I still like you and you still like me. He won't take either of us away from the other as long as we still like each other. It would be adding to the family, as if you don't like him like that you could still be with me, but he would be with me and you would gain something like a brother in him if that happens. Same with me if I don't, but you do. Okay, Uzume-chan? Yeah, but I think that he will be good to both of us and then we could be together, all of us, with whatever others he managed to get to be his wives, as I heard he had to have at least 4 to 6. And I know for a fact that Naruto would only date the ones that he sees potential love for in, and Tsukiyumi would only give permission to those who see him for himself. Here you go, it's almost time for your date. Chiho, put this on and I'll help with your hair and makeup, she said, holding up the finished dress to her friend. Thanks Uzume-chan, you're a lifesaver, Chiho said, hugging her before putting the dress on and sitting in a chair facing a mirror in her room. After a little while there was a knock on her door. Yes, who is it? Chiho asked. It's Naruto, are you ready, Kai-chan? The muffled voice of the male ashikabi called out. Almost, Naruto-kun, I'll be done in a second, please hold on, she told him. As long as you need, don't worry, I don't mind, as it shows that you are looking forward to the date. You could basically hear his smile through the door as he said this happily to her, making her sigh in relief at him not minding her taking her time to get ready for him. Thank you, she said as Uzume finished her hair and started applying the makeup to her face lightly, to enhance her natural beauty. There we go, all done, Chiho-chan, I know you will love this, Uzume said with a smile to the girl. I hope so, she said, hugging the other girl after she got up, then heading to the door. Sorry for making you wait, I was having Uzume-chan help with my hair and makeup, she told him. Like I said, I don't mind waiting, as you were looking forward to the date, and the fact that you look even more beautiful than before only helps to affirm that fact, my dear, he said with a smile that made her blush lightly at him. Shall we head out now, fair maiden? He asked her, holding out his arm to her. Why, thank you, kind sir. Yes, I think we will head out now, she said, following his lead with the terminology for each other. I do have to say that you look absolutely gorgeous and breathtaking in that dress with your hair like that and the light makeup though, my fair maiden, Naruto said, looking over her dress and face to see that she was in a red Chinese-style dress adorned with majestic phoenix designs and her hair up in a Chinese-style bun with chopstick-like hairpins holding it together. There is a picture of the dress on the profile, as they started to leave the house, making her blush even more. While I couldn't find what to wear for our dates, I asked Uzume-chan to help by making one, as she is an expert seamstress and loved to make outfits for me. Then she offered to help with my hair and makeup. But thank you anyway, my kind sir, she said in reply. I have to say that you look fairly handsome also, even more than any other guy that I have ever or most likely ever see again, my kind knight, she said, making him blush slightly at the praise also. As she looked over him, he could be seen wearing a dark red tuxedo with light blue and green flames licking the bottom of each pant leg like they were real, with a jacket that was black with his clan symbol on the sleeve of it. Description with a picture on profile. Why, thank you, my lady, but I can't compare even close to your radiance, he said back as they made their way to the restaurant that he chose based on her likes. While they ate, they made small talk about each other and what they both liked, getting to know each other better. After the dinner was over, Naruto asked, What would you like to do now, my lady? Well, what did you have in mind, Naruto-kun? She asked him. Well, I was going to suggest to take a walk unless you would prefer to do something else for now. A walk sounds perfect. She said to him. Well then, my dear, what would you like to go to? A river, the park, or the forest? I think the park on this one, Naruto-kun. Very well, my lady, he said as he began leading her to the park. When they got to the park, they saw that some children were there, so they decided to sit down and watch them play for a little bit. Some of the kids saw them and came up to them commenting on the clothes they wore or how good or cool they looked, getting a smile and thank you in reply from the two ninja. When some commented on how pretty Chiho looked to them, Naruto said, yes, she is very gorgeous and all, but even when she's not dressed like this, she is a very beautiful lady that any male would be lucky to date, and I just so happen to be on a date now. But we saw that all you children were here, so we decided to take a little time to rest and watch you all play until you little ones came over here. Don't get me wrong, it's just that we wanted to watch you guys play, but thank you for the compliments to us. He told them, making them smile in return and comment on how nice he must have been to be on a date with the really pretty lady, as they called her, making him chuckle lightly. Thank you all, but shouldn't you be getting back to your own parents or to where you live, as it's getting late and will be getting cold out? We don't want you to get sick now, do we? She told them, making them shake their heads and run off after saying their goodbyes. After she shivered lightly, she felt a light weight be placed on her shoulders. When she looked at Naruto, she saw that he put his jacket on her to keep her warm. Smiling, she said, thanks, Naruto-kun. No problem, we don't want you to get sick now, do we, Kai-chan? He said, making her giggle slightly at him for saying what she said to the kids. No, we wouldn't want that to happen. With that, the couple walked out of the park and soon found themselves at the door of their house. Walking in and up to her room, they stood outside of her room. Thank you for the wonderful night, Naruto-kun, I had a great time on the date. She said, smiling at him. Me too, maybe we could do it again sometime after I take Tsukiyumi on a date, as I bet she would like to go on one sometime to get to know me better than we already do. Naruto said before she leaned over and placed a kiss on his cheek, making him stop and look at her in slight surprise before he leaned in and kissed her on the lips, making her eyes widen before closing and wrapping her arms around his neck while he put his hands on her waist and pulled her closer to him, making her gasp slightly as he kept the kiss as a no-tongue kiss, as he knew they weren't that far into the relationship yet and was happy to keep it as a chaste kiss. When they broke apart for air, both of their faces were red and they were smiling while looking into the other's eyes and leaning their foreheads together. Good night, my knight, Chiho said as she regained her breath. See you in the marrow, my dear fair princess, Naruto said in reply before she closed the door, and he walked to his own room with Tsukiyumi in it, lying in the bed half awake. Oh husband of mine, did you enjoy yourself? She said when she heard him enter the room. I did, my love, but worry not, I will take you after I take Uzume, I promise, my wife, Naruto said as he climbed into the bed with her. I know that, my love, but I still get jealous of the thought that you will be with others aside from me, she said, making him smile slightly. I know it's hard for you, Haim, but at least you will narrow the people down to those that are right for me, and then it will only be my friends and people that we can trust no matter what, he said to her while pulling her to him, then rolling onto his back, taking her with him, making her rest on his chest. I know it's just not easy for me is all. Here I am. I love you and you love me, but we are forced to let you marry more women than we want to for the stew, she started before he cut her off with a passionate kiss that made her moan as he licked her bottom lip, asking for entrance. Letting him in, she placed her hands on his bare chest to support herself as he wrapped his arms around her waist and brought her closer to him, deepening the kiss. Soon they released it in order to breath, and she laid her head on his chest, listening to his heart lull her to sleep. He watched as she fell asleep, then went to sleep himself, thinking, I am her husband, so I need to make sure she falls asleep peacefully before I do. When he finished going Sown memory lane for that day, he found that they were at the shore and needed a boat to cross. So making a boat out of crystal, surprising Anko as she had never heard of the crystal boy yet and stopping her as she was going to find someone that would take them across to wave, he started to remember the date with Uzume. Flash. The next day after training, Uzume had asked that Chiho come to her room and help her for her date with Naruto, as he stayed in his room with Tsukiyumi, getting him ready as well. Chiho-chan, would you mind helping me with this design that is giving me some trouble here? She asked as she saw that Chiho had just walked in. So what are you going to do on your date, Uzume-chan? Well, I think I will take some cloth with me so Naruto can see what it does somewhat. Other than that, I don't know yet, she said to her. That sounds good. Do you think that you will enjoy the date like I did yesterday? Not sure, I think I will enjoy it, but maybe not as much as you. She replied with a sly smirk, making Chiho blush, knowing what she meant by that. Yes, I admit the kiss was unexpected, but it was great and it only helped the feelings that are in me foster more. She said. I know. After Chiho helped her with the kimono and makeup, Uzume let her hair down from her side ponytail and started to brush it out. Hearing a knock followed by Naruto asking if she was ready for her date, she replied, almost. I'll be done in a minute, so please hold on. No problem, Uzume-chan, it's good. I'm just excited to be going on a date with a woman as beautiful as yourself. I got a little anxious. Naruto replied through the door. Mo, does that mean I'm not beautiful as well, Naru-kun? He heard Chiho exclaim to him. No, it means that you were even more beautiful than words could express or convey to anyone, dear. I'm sure that with your help Uzume will be the same. Not that she wouldn't be, of course, I'm just saying. Naruto said with a light chuckle to her. Alright, I'm done, see you later, Chiho-chan. Uzume said to her while kissing her cheek lightly. So are you ready, Naruto-kun? I'm done, she said before she opened the door to her room. Yes, Uzume-chan, I'm ready. Naruto said. Well, what do you think, Naruto-kun? She asked as she opened the door, showing Naruto what she looked like. Well, I think that you would have to have fallen from the heavens, as there is no way you are from the mortal world with the beautiful elegance that you radiate. Naruto said, making her blush at his words as he looked at her black kimono with orange foxes on it at random places. The foxes looked like they had white cloth scarves around their necks, and her hair framing her face before going down her back, and the cloth that she had that floated like a deity's cloth. Not sure how to explain it, but it's like the cloth that some Japanese gods have that floats around their arms and above them. All in all, it made her look to him like an angel or a goddess. Thank you, Naruto-kun, you look very good as well, she said, looking at him as he wore a kimono that had several different kinds of mythical creatures on it on different spots and colors. Thank you as well. Now should we be going, Tenchi? He said, offering her his arm, as she blushed at being called an angel. Why yes, let's go, she said, taking his arm and letting him lead her out. Naruto asked her several things and answered several things for her while they ate. When they finished eating, they decided to take a walk in a different park than he did yesterday, as this one had a playground in it as well, having several small children in it like the one yesterday. Why don't we take a little break, Uzume-chan? Naruto suggested. Yeah, that would be nice, Naruto-kun, she said in reply, before some of the kids noticed the lady that looked like a goddess siding with the guy from yesterday, as there were some from the park yesterday here today as well as new ones. Excuse me, miss, but are you an angel or a goddess? They heard a small voice call from in front of them. Looking down, they saw that a small girl around the age of 5 had asked Uzume that. Picking her up, Naruto put her in his lap so that she could be seen and heard better, making her giggle at the nice male that was with the lady in her opinion. I'm sorry, but I'm not either of those. But I do have a special ability that lets me do many things with this cloth that I have. Do you want to see? By the way, what's your name, little girl? Uzume asked her. Oh, my name is Izumi Inuzuka, and please, miss. The now named Izumi said to her. Very well, Izumi-chan, and my name is Uzume Hidaka, and the good-looking male that has you on his lap is Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. Uzume said B before she started to make different shapes for the girl. Izumi giggled as Uzume made a dragon, then a small dog that ran around the little girl chasing a small cat that made her giggle more. After making some more creatures, she stopped as the girl's aunt came to pick her up. Hey brat, how you doing, and where's your wife? The lady asked. Oh hey Sume-san, I'm fine, and my wife is at the house. We were playing with Izumi here when she came up and asked Uzume-chan here a question. Naruto said to her. Thanks for keeping her safe. Her mother was called to work at the vet office that our clan runs, so she asked if I could come get her soon. When I got here I saw that you were playing with her, so I came over. Sorry, but it's time to go, Izumi-chan, Sume said to the girl. Ah, but I want to play with the pretty girl and her boyfriend some more, she said to her aunt. How about this, Izumi-chan, whenever you want that we aren't on missions you can come over to play with us and my other friends, okay? Naruto asked her. Yeah, thanks, Naruto-Nisan, she said happily while jumping up from his lap, giving him a hug. I'll come see you and Uzume-ni-chan sometimes, she said while Uzume gave her a hug, then lifted her with the cloth, making her giggle at the material. See you two later then, Sume said to them. Well, that was fun, don't you think so, Uzume-chan? Naruto asked as they watched them walk away. Yeah, it was, Naruto-kun. Let's go, it's getting late out, Naruto said while offering his arm again. Yes, it is, let's go then, Naruto-kun. she said, taking his arm. When they got to the house they walked in and up to her room. Thanks for the great time, Naruto-kun. It's no problem, Uzume-chan. How do you feel about going out again at a later date? I'd love to, but I should tell you something. You see, I am a sei. She started before she was cut off by Naruto. I know you're a sekirei. I guessed after the fact that you were a little hesitant to go out with me, and I don't mind as long as you are happy. I could care less. I'm guessing that Chiho is your ashikabi, as you looked at her as if asking her if she would mind. Naruto said with a smile. Yes, you're right. Why are you not mad at me for this? Well, if I was mad at you for this, then I would be a jerk, and I don't like being a jerk, and I actually like you for you. Who cares if you're a sekirei? It doesn't have anything to do with you and me being together. I want to be with Uzume the person, not Uzume the sekirei. Understand, Uzume-chan? Naruto said softly, cupping her cheek with his hand near the end. Yeah, I do, thanks, Naruto-kun. She said, putting her hand on his with her fingers under his thumb as he rubbed it on them gently. Then may I kiss you, Uzume-chan? I know I should not be able to wing you as you are Chiho's sekirei, but would you mind if I kiss you all the same? Naruto asked, making her blush at his soft and gentle voice and touch as he continued to rub and caress her fingers under his thumb. Not at all, Naru-kun. She breathed out in an airy voice as she leaned toward him. Thank you then, he said with an airy voice as he was inches from her mouth. When the two kissed, Uzume wrapped her arm that wasn't being held to her cheek around his back and put her hand against his shoulder while he crossed his arm around her back, placing his hand on her shoulder blade to deepen the kiss, tilting her head to the side to gain more access to his mouth as he did the same. When they broke the kiss, they noticed that she had a strange thing happen. It appeared that her wings came out. As they noticed this, they tried to come up with an answer that was logical. All that they could think of was the fact that yesterday when Naruto kissed Chiho, he somehow gained the ability to awaken the power of her sekirei if he kissed her. After they came to that is the only good reason Naruto kissed her lightly on the lips again after saying, "This is your good night kiss, my tenchi." Making her shiver at the touch, wanting more, but before she could get more he pulled back, letting her go so she could go to sleep. Then, good night, my mortal god, Uzume said, still in a slight daze from her unexpected winning from another person than Chiho. As Naruto got into bed with Tsukiyumi, he said, well, that was unexpected. She said as she was partially up waiting for him again as she found that it was easier to sleep with him than by herself. Well, I somehow managed to wing Uzume even though she was winged by Chiho before me. When we kissed, her wings formed behind her, he said, making her eyes widen slightly as she took in this information. But that shouldn't be possible, she said to him. I know, Tat, what is confusing, but I think that when I kissed Chiho I somehow copied her, the DNA in her saliva, and added it to my own so that I could release the power held in Uzume-chan. Naruto said while he pulled her closer to him. That would make sense, she said as she turned around to face him before getting pulled onto his chest as he rolled onto his back. Yeah, but I think your wings are more beautiful than hers, my Mizu no Megami, he said, leaning his head up to hers, stopping before he touched her lips with his. Oh, and what does that name mean and why? Naru-kun, she said. Well, you are my water goddess, and it's because the wings that you have symbolize our love for each other, while hers are her love for Chiho and maybe me in the future, as I will not force her to be with me. You know that I will allow her to stop whenever she likes to, he said as he started to caress her right cheek, making her blush at both his words and soft touch. Yes, I know, my love, she said as he pulled her down while still caressing her cheek, making the connection between their lips and pulling out her wings in what had become their nightly activity before they slept, as he kissed her passionately, making her moan and press herself further into him. As Tsunami stepped aside to let the ninja in, they could see that Kakashi was on a crutch while Sai was a little worse for wear, unlike the Uchiha and Haruno. Hey Kakashi, how you doing? Anko asked. Well, I could be better, that's for sure, he replied. Well, you will need to explain what we are up against and what you want us to do about it. Why are you here, Dobi? Sasuke asked stupidly. Do you have a new friend, Sasuke? Cuz I never knew you had an imaginary friend called Dobi, Naruto replied to him with a straight face. Answer the question already, Naruto Baka. The pink disgrace of a howler monkey screeched. I do not have to answer to you, as I have been called as backup for your sorry carcass, and therefore I am higher ranked than you on this mission, so back off, idiot, and you insult to the good harpies that I have read about and that my wife and girlfriends have met, Naruto said, making a reference to the time that his wife told him about a sekirei that could make supersonic whales but was very nice to others that didn't threaten her or her ashikabi. Like that is true Dobi, you can't be in charge of me, I am an Uchiha and an elite ninja compared to you. Sasuke said to him. Actually Duck, but he is right, as he has been called as backup, he is in charge while you are just here to obey him as stated in the ninja charter that you must follow. Sai said to him in a very eerie smile. Thank you Sai, was it? Getting a nod from the strange boy, he continued. The point is that you could not handle the mission, so your sensei had to call in help, and you disobeying any order we give will result in you on report the instant we get to Konoha, understood boy? Naruto said with the mask appearing next to him, but instead of burning the floor that the saliva touched it turned it to crystal so as to keep from damaging the house of the client, as he held his smile in place scaring the genin even Sai. Oddly enough, when Kakashi and Anko looked over they saw that he had a giant fox face next to him, freaking them out and making Kakashi, who was on the front lines that night, have a minor flashback to the night of the Kyuubi attack, scaring him worse than the genin that he was in charge of. Shaking they nodded as they couldn't trust their mouths to work at the moment. When Naruto looked at Kakashi he said, now Kakashi, would you mind terribly if I ask you why you felt it was okay to go ahead to wave without waiting for said backup to arrive that you yourself called for, and then getting yourself in this condition? Still with the mask and smile in place making him shiver, while Chiho thought that it was cool as this was the first time she had seen it. Well, the going off was decided by the team and I was attacked by a missing nin called Zabuza who caught me in a water sphere that Sai had to get me out of, and I had to use my eye. He said quickly, trying to not upset the boy anymore than he already was, when suddenly the mask grew and had bright white flames around it and what looked like crystal growing around the edges of it with black lightning going in the eyes. So let me get this straight, you the leader had done a vote that could have gotten you and the team you were placed in charge of killed, then you were attacked because of said vote and had to be saved by a mere genin, and you still got the crap beat out of you, right? Naruto said with an even calmer voice that made his smile even more scary as he talked, never stopping his very scary smile, making Anko scared slightly at the way he could make the Junin next to her scared out of his wits with words and a strange mask alone. And then you didn't even have the genin that were perfectly fine hide your tracks so that an enemy nin didn't follow you back to your base, or in this case the client's house, as you were weak and you would not be able to defend yourself or said genin from being killed? Yeah. Kakashi said in a meek voice as he was incredibly scared right now, making Anko wide-eyed that the Junin was answering in that kind of voice when he was usually always talking in a lazy voice to everyone including the Hokage. Now then, Tazuna-san, what did you do to make the lousy Junin here go against the ninja charter to wait for the backup when it was summoned? Naruto said, not looking at him, while the mask turned to him somehow, scaring the hell out of him and his grandson, while his daughter was wanting to know how it was done so that she could use it on people that went against her rules in her house. I said that my grandson and daughter would be sad and blame Konoha for the death of me if they didn't help me, and then that I would not be able to sell to Konoha or Fire Country if I did not get the bridge finished by a certain time. He stuttered out, too lazy to type the stuttering, and it would get me annoyed fast. So you blackmailed and guilt-tripped them into completing this mission that you lied about, when you could have told the Hokage and been able to work out a deal instead of the fact that now you must pay for both my team and his to be here along with the compensation for the time wasted on this mission when it was only going to be around a few weeks, not a month or two. Then you must pay the fee for an rank as Zabuza is a Junin level ninja, and then his helper is around his level if Kakashi could not sense the person. Naruto said to him, his back still to the man. Sorry. The old bridge builder let out after Naruto was done. Now I think that if we take out Gato, then we will be able to get this whole mess cleared up, right? Naruto asked the room, making them all nod quickly so as not to make the mask even worse. Then why don't we go deal with him then, Anko-san? Naruto, we were assigned to help Kakashi on this and to get his genin into shape and act like real ninja should, she said to him. Oh yes, that reminds me. Thank you for that, by the way, Anko-san. Why did you three idiots go along with this vote in the first place? He asked as he turned to the genin. I am an Avenger, I need to get stronger to kill the... Sasuke started before he was cut off by Sai. Well, the fag here was wanting to go to get stronger and have a challenge. The wannabe harpy went because the fag went, and I went because the leader went. The boy said in a shaky voice to the angered Tokugenin, elite genin, higher rank than ordinary but lower than chunin. So the fag, as you say, was wanting to get killed to get stronger, and his pet follower wanted to get killed with him, while you were going to let the Uchiha and the copycat die to complete the mission, right? Naruto said as his mask came very close to the three genin, making it seem scarier to them. I did not think of that, sir. The scared boy yelled out nervously at the fact that the fox face was making the floor in front of him get coated in crystal, making him back into the wall. I see then, Anko, you are going to deal with the girl while me and my team deal with the two idiot boys here. Kakashi, you are going to deal with your mess and guard the bridge builder and his family. Also, if I hear you have looked at that book even once while on active duty again, then you will regret it and I will hear about it. Naruto said before making the fox head disappear from view. Yeah, Naruto. Anko said cautiously to him, not wanting to be put against the fox mask that seemed to appear when he got angry. Kakashi just nodded, still scared, while the genin were stunned that he made Junin agree to him. Now go get rested because we start first thing tomorrow morning, Naruto said as he started to turn to Tsunami and walk closer to her, making the others watch to see what he would do next. Now Miss Tsunami, if you will please. He paused, making the others except for his team lean in as they had a feeling what he would do next. Would you tell me if you have a spare room my team could use, as we are closer than this team and are not worried about being together in the same room as we sleep? He asked her, making the other people in the room face fault as they thought he was going to make her do something else. Oh yes, please follow me, I will lead you to it. If you like you can join us for dinner, we were about to have it. She said, a little uncertain first, then smiled. Thank you Tsunami-san, after we set our gear down we will be down. He said with a slight bow of the head to show his appreciation. After they got done and headed down the stairs, they were greeted to the side of the grandson saying, you ninja don't know what a hard life is. You will all just die here like the other people that stood against Gato. Now boy, you will do well to know that you are just a spoiled brat compared to true ninja like me, Kakashi and Anko here. Kakashi had to watch his father commit senpoku during the Third Great Ninja War after he saved his comrades instead of completing a mission. Then he lost his male teammate during a mission that was during the same war. After the war there was a demon that attacked and he lost his sensei during it, as the man was Hokage and he stopped the demon from killing the people in the village. Anko here has been singled out from the entire village because of the fact that her teacher turned traitor, and they think that she will also, while I was born the night of the attack, and add that to the fact that I look almost exactly like the Hokage at the time I was singled out and used as a scapegoat for their anger every year. Naruto said to him as the boy was surprised to hear him, turned and started shaking in fear, remembering the scary face that he made appear by him. Naruto just looked at the boy with a face that told him that if he would not shut up the fox head would come out again. Fine. He boy yelled out as he ran past Naruto, going up to his own room. Now Kakashi, tell me what you have had your team training on and answer truthfully, and I may let you read while we eat. Naruto said. I had them training on tree walking. Kakashi said. Is that all you have taught them? Naruto said as his eyes narrowed, making a shimmer of the face appear behind him, making him look like he had flames and a mirage behind him as it weaved in and out like a mirage would. No, not all that I have taught them. I taught them Kakashi said. He has taught us that we are a team while teaching the duck but fag here several jutsu and not bothering with either me or the howler over there. Sai said to him. Very well then Kakashi, you will do well to rethink what you would like to do with your life, as you seem to not know that the fourth and your teammate that died would not condone favoritism in the ninja ranks. As well as the Hokage hates it when his ninja play favorites. Naruto said, making the mont's eyes widen in realization. Dinner came and gone relatively quickly as they ate and are now in their respective rooms, while Anko was roomed with Sakura while Kakashi was roomed with Sasuke and Sai. After Naruto's team got to their room, Naruto set up 2 separate beds for them. Now Uzume, would you mind sharing a bed with Chiho for tonight while I and Tsukihime share the other? He asked, making the 2 girls' heads shake in response. Hey Naru-kun, how did you know that we wouldn't mind sleeping with each other? Chiho asked as she didn't know that he knew of her status as an ashikabi. Oh, I know that Uzume is a sekure for you. She tried to tell me after my first date with her, but I told her that we already knew, as I had guessed that she was one when she looked to you when I offered the date in the first place, like she was asking for permission or if you would mind. After the date something odd happened though. Naruto told her. What happened after the date, Naruto-kun? Chiho asked him while he turned around to let them change into their sleepwear, allowing them to keep their modesty. He is so nice and gentlemanlike. The 3 thought at the same time while changing. Well, after the date I explained to her that I didn't care if she was a sekure and you were her ashikabi. Asked if she would mind if I kissed her and that I knew that I shouldn't be able to wing her as you had already done so. After she said that I could, this happened. he said as he turned around after they were done and walked over to Uzume and kissed her on the lips, making her wings come out moaning at the pleasure from the kiss. After separating, he looked at Chiho. See what I mean? Something odd happened that shouldn't have happened, he said before he kissed her lightly on the lips while pulling her close. How did you do that though, Naru-kun? She asked after they separated their lips from the other. Well, we came up with the fact that since I kissed you first, then I had somehow copied your saliva's DNA and put it in with my own so that I can also release her power if she were with me and not you. That does make sense, Naruto-kun, but tell me, whose kiss did you like more, and did you like Tsukiyumi's or Uzume's wings more? Chiho asked him. Well, I like all three of your kiss. There is not a definite winner for the kissing as each of you have a different thing that you put in the kiss. Tsukiyumi puts all her feelings into the kiss. Whenever I kiss her, you put the gratitude that you feel along with some passion into them, while Uzume puts her heart and love for you into her kisses, no matter which one of us she kisses, as she knows that I don't mind. For the wings, I have to say that I love Tsukiheims, for they symbolize the love that we hold for each other, while I like Uzume's as they show yours and her love for the other. I won't be in them until later, so I will stay with my wife's wings, for no is the best than all the other ones that I may wing if we run into more off the sekire, and the kisses will always me equal like my love for my wives and any girlfriend that I have. He said to them, making Uzume said at first that he didn't like her wings until he explained to them why he liked his wives better. Now I think we should sleep some for tomorrow as we have a long day ahead of us, he said before laying down, letting Tsukiyumi lay down on his chest while Uzume and Chiho lay down together on the bed that they had. What do you think that we should do to the idiots tomorrow? Naruto asked his wife. Well, we could teach them to think and dodge while they try to climb the tree, she said as she placed her head directly in front of his. Yeah, I guess we can do that, Naruto said as he placed his hands on her cheeks and she put hers on his chest to help steady her as he pulled her down the rest of the way, kissing her and licking her lip, asking for entrance as he caressed her face, making her moan out in approval as they fought their tongue war with him, winning and moving his right hand to her hair to run his hand through her hair, making her smile slightly into the kiss as she deepened it to both of their pleasure before they broke apart for air, and she laid her head on his chest while he put his left hand on her waist and kept running his right through her long golden hair, much to her pleasure, making her sigh in content and smile before drifting to sleep, saying, I love you, husband of mine, making Naruto smile as he heard her before starting to drift to sleep after her whispering, and I you my goddess of a wife, making her smile widen as if she heard him in her sleep. The next morning they woke to a shrill scream before it was snuffed out by something, and a thump resounded throughout the house. When they got up and dressed, with Naruto putting a pillow over his head so the women could change and then put on a shirt, and getting them to turn away blushing as he put a fresh pair of pants on, they went to look only to see Anko dragging a bound and gagged Sakura out of the room they shared. Hey Anko, what happened? Naruto asked her as she passed them. I woke her up as nicely as I felt like, by sending some snakes into her bedding, and they weren't poisonous, so no need to worry about that, she screamed, and I paralyzed her jaw so that she won't be able to scream any longer for the time being. Then she tried to run, so I tied her up and gagged her so that if her jaw unparalyzes before I get her to training, then we don't have to listen to her, she answered. Good thinking, Anko. Her voice does get annoying at times. Well, I think that we should get to be going to get the idiots. As they went to get the two boys, they noticed that Kakashi had his book out and was reading it before it changed to crystal, and when the crystal fell away it was the yaoi version, making him scream out like a girl before throwing it and launching a small-scale fire jutsu at it. Now Kakashi, what did I say about reading your book while on duty? He heard a voice speak, making him turn around slowly as if he was frightened by it. You said that I wouldn't like what you did to me, he said shakily. Yes, and now look at your book that is burning in front of you, Naruto said, nodding. Turning to look at said book, he saw that it was not the yaoi version that he threw but his regular book, and it was slowly burning while a small dome of see-through crystal was surrounding it, so he had to watch it burn, not harming the floor where it hit, as you could see a ruby slab lay keeping the flame from touching the floor. Now Kakashi, when you are awake on a mission or even asleep, you are on active duty, so if this happens again you will get worse treatment than this as they go on. Am I clear? Naruto asked the man in front of him, who could only nod in agreement while crying silent tears, mourning for his book. Now idiots, get up, we have training to do, Naruto yelled at them while Tsukiyumi made some water whips and had them start slapping the pair awake. Oh Naruto-san, would you and one of your team mind going out to get somethings for me please? Tsunami asked him before they were out the door. Sure, what do you need? he said as he looked at his team to see who wanted to stay and train the idiots as they had come to call the other team. After a little while Naruto could be seen walking with Chiho as Tsukiyumi said that she should stay and mess with them while making sure that they worked while training with Uzume, saying that she wanted to watch and make sure that her friend didn't kill the two boys lest they get into trouble by the council. So while walking after they had gotten the said items that the lady asked for, they saw that there were some small children that looked hungry, so Naruto went and bought some bread and meat. Walking over to them, he cooked it with the makeshift fire they had to keep warm and dealt it evenly out so they could each have some. After they started to walk again, they came across a bench in a park that looked pretty cold. On the bench was a single person that looked pretty bad as she had some blood running down her side and only had a shirt on with her short hair, but what caught the attention of both of them was that she had a Sekirei symbol on her forehead. "Hey, are you alright, ma'am?" Naruto asked as they walked up to her, making her look up at them with emotionless eyes. "Why do you ask?" she asked. "Because we care if someone is hurt for no reason and it's the right thing to do." He replied to her. "I am broken," she said sadly. "There is no one that can wing me, so I am a broken tool." "No, you are not, lady," Naruto said as he flicked her on the symbol, making her look at him again. "If you are a tool, why do you bleed? Why do you look like a very beautiful woman to me? Why do you talk? I have never seen a tool look or do any of those things before." "What?" she said, shocked at the man in front of her. "You see, I think that you cannot be a tool as you look like a very beautiful girl, and I should know Sekirei-san as I have my wife as a Sekirei and a girlfriend aside from Chiho here that is a Sekirei, and that Sekirei is her Sekirei, not mine," Naruto said, making her eyes widen minutely. "How did you know?" "Well, that symbol is kind of a giveaway, and the fact that I have only met Sekirei and Chiho here who are as beautiful as you are. Now what is your name while I heal this wound here?" "I am Naruto and this is Chiho," he said, smiling before his hands glowed green and he touched her side, making her flinch slightly before relaxing as a warm feeling started to flow from the wound and the bleeding stopped. "My name is Akitsu, Naruto-san," the now named Akitsu said to him, making him smile. "Well then, it is nice to meet you, Akitsu-chan. Would you like to come with us?" Naruto asked as he finished healing her. "But no one wants or needs me. Why would you ask that?" "Because I know what that feels like and I don't want you to go through that pain at all. I guess that means that I need and want you to come with me, Akitsu," Naruto said as he kneeled in front of her while holding out his hand to her. "Then I will strive to make you proud, ashikabi-sama," she said, taking his hand. "Well, first things first, we need to get you some clothes to wear," he said as he made a crystal blanket to cover her with to keep her warm and had chains appear out of his shoulders to lift the bags he was carrying so he could carry her in his arms as they made their way to a clothing store. Entering the clothes store, Naruto said, "Take your time to choose what to wear, Akitsu-chan, and don't worry about the cost, I can cover it." With a smile, "Thank you, ashikabi-sama," Akitsu said to him as she and Chiho went to get the cloths. After they paid for the clothes, Akitsu asked him if he could make her some chains to help hold the kimono closed, getting a sure as he carried her as she was still a little weak from so much bloodless. "Thank you, ashikabi-sama," she said after she got the chains. "Would you like help with those, Akitsu-chan?" Naruto asked as she was having trouble getting them to stay. "Yes, please," she replied. "And Akitsu-chan, you don't have to call me ashikabi-sama all the time, you can just call me Naruto or Naruto-kun if you like. My wife calls me those quite often along with Uzume-chan," Naruto told her as he used some chakra to make a link appear fused with the cloth while he made a hook on the chain he made for her while fusing the other side of the chain to the side of the kimono so that it crossed her and the other chain she had wanted he fused with the top of her kimono in the back, and then it met as the end went into her, making her look like a Yuki Onna with her hair and complexion. "Thank you, Naruto-kun," she said a little shyly as he finished helping her, as all he did was fuse the chain to her clothes and add the hood and link, letting her put them on how she liked. "You're welcome, and we're here," he told her. Going inside, they were greeted with the sight of the two boys looking muddy while the girl had torn clothes, singed hair, and was uncommonly pale for her age. "Hey Naruto, who's that you got there?" Uzume asked him as she noticed them. "This is Akitsu-chan. Uzume Tsuki-hime, I would like to talk with you and Chiho in our room for a moment, please," he said, causing them to nod before they walked upstairs. Getting into the room, Naruto created a crystal wall that blocked the door and put one on the window as well so no one could listen in on them. "We found Akitsu here wounded and stating that she was broken because she couldn't be winged, so I wanted to tell you that we have another friend here." He started to say when Akitsu started to glow and suddenly her mark on her forehead pulsed before it shattered, causing the four to be pushed back a little. Thinking fast, Naruto created a shell of diamond around her to protect them. What the heck is going on? Do you know what it is? He asked over her roaring power as it kept increasing until it steadied out but was still low inside the room as he left holes in the shell to let her get air. I don't know for sure, but it could be that she is reacting to you and it started when you met her but it was bottled up. Then the pressure was so great that it shattered whatever was stopping her from reacting and emerging. Uzume said over the roar. If that's the case, what do we do then? Naruto yelled. Kiss her, that should stop her power and help her get it under control as it is currently running wild and cracking your crystal barrier around her. Tsukiyomi said as they looked at Akitsu, and sure enough the diamond was cracking under the pressure of her power. Are you fine with that, Haim? Naruto asked to be safe. Yes love, I know that if she is reacting to you then I don't have to worry about you being hurt by her or her going for you out of anything but love. She said with a smile. Alright then, get behind this then. He said as he made a wall of crystal appear behind him, to which they got behind before he let the diamond shell shatter before he was blasted again by her power. He slowly made his way to her, his clothes gaining ice all over it as he got closer. When he was a foot away he reached out and was thanking the fact that he had a ruby producing heat for him so he wasn't froze as he touched her face using chakra and his chains to anchor himself to the floor so her power didn't push him away. Stepping the final foot he brought her face to his and kissed her on the lips, and as her mouth was open when she started releasing her power, when he kissed her she started to moan and her tongue shot forward on instinct, meeting his as her power lowered and her crystal-like ice-colored wings came out of her back with her mark appearing on her back. As he was kissing her the crystal fell away and the other three walked over to the beds and sat down waiting for them to stop. Breaking away from her they breathed in for air. Now are you better, Akitsu-chan? Naruto asked her, making her smile slightly in response while blushing from the kiss. Yes, thank you for allowing me to emerge finally. I'm sorry for any pain I caused you, Naruto-kun, and for freezing you. She said as she saw his clothes start to thaw out from her ice. Don't worry about it, it's not your fault that you couldn't control your power. You probably never dealt with that much power coursing through you before. Naruto said, smiling while holding her close to him. Thank you for not hating me, she said as she leaned her head on his chest. Letting go and stepping back he knelt down on one knee while holding one hand out with his other on his chest, making her worry slightly before he spoke. Would you, Akitsu, do me the honor of being my wife as well? While creating a ring that would fit her finger in the color of her eyes. Akitsu was shocked as she thought that she hurt him when he pulled away only to get proposed to by the man. She was so shocked that she was doing a very good impression of an icy fish as her mouth was moving up and down trying to form words but couldn't. Finally she nodded and Naruto put the ring on her finger. Standing he brought her into another light kiss, this time before going to sit beside Uzume, while Tsukiyomi stood up and sat on the left side of his lap with Akitsu occupying his right side with both of their heads on his shoulder on the respective sides.
That's all for now. If you enjoy this video, then please like, share and do comments.